Sat Sri Akal, welcome to our 7th lecture in this series. Before I start with the introduction of vowels in Punjabi, where there are 3 short vowels and 7 long vowels, I would repeat the caution that one should learn a language exactly the way the children learn a language. The children learn language by simply imitating their parents and their friends in the neighborhood, and by the time they reach the school at the age of 5 or 6, they already have mastered the pronunciation patterns. The writing system comes later. You see, the alphabets, whether they are English or Punjabi or any, they are only signs, they just help you to go further. Generally, they are quite an impediment. For example, in the case of learning a language in India, that means English, for example, Punjabi, the children Punjabi they speak perfectly, but when it comes to learning English, when they go to school, they begin with writing system. And what happens is, you have example words like this. Now, most of the students in this university and including almost all the teachers, they pronounce these words with this comment, concept, accent, present, Canada. You see, because they just read the way it is written. The result is that no English speaker will understand what you are saying, because the stress is on the first syllable. You have to pronounce it as comment. It is not comment, it is comment, concept, accent and present. See, in the case of present, you have, if the stress is on the first syllable, then it is a noun, present. You gave a present to somebody. But if it is on the second syllable, then it is a verb. So, you present something. A present is presented. You see, present is a noun and presented. Now, the case of this word is extremely important. Almost all NRIs who live in this country pronounce this word as Canada. See, when they were in Hoshiarpur, they pronounce it as Canada. They go to Canada, stay there for 30 years and still keep on pronouncing it is Canada. See, it is not Canada, it is Canada. Now, the problem is that if you go to a country, you are learning their language, you are living there, and if you are not pronouncing, you are not following the patterns of pronunciation of their language and of their culture and others, then naturally there will be a terrible discrimination. The real discrimination, I tell you, I have been there in so many countries, is not racial, it is cultural. When there is a communication gap, then there is a real problem. See, if you want, if the Punjabis want that their language people should pronounce Punjabi the way it should be pronounced, then you should also pronounce the English the way English is pronounced, and that is it's a common sense. And this is very important, because if you have this in mind, then you will follow, then you will ask the English people, those who are learning Punjabi, that they should pronounce the way Punjabis are pronouncing their words, you see, and the result is what happens is, for example, this is a typical example of this word, that our word saman or saman, it is, you see, we have, if there is a stress, it is on this syllable, I mean this syllable is longer, or they are equal, saman, sa, man or saman. But what happens is, the English would pronounce it as saman. So, naturally, it is like comment. You see, for them, they pronounce with the same pattern as comment, and they will say saman. So, naturally, we will not understand. So, to understand a language, the most important part of any language is, in the case of pronunciation, is the rhythm of the words, the rhythm, the stress pattern or tones. For example, in Punjabi there are tones. So, the tones must be properly pronounced. For example, there is a word like P and then there is a word like P. See? Now, you have to pronounce the way I pronounce P, P. See, T, T, leak, leak, we, This is how, you see, this is a word, this is a word, this is a vowel, long vowel E, and you have, and it is better to pronounce it under different tones. See, this is a mid tone, when you don't write any tone, it is a mid tone, and this is a high tone. Under high tone, it will be, the pronunciation will be different. See, so this will, the only way to understand, you follow, to pronounce it properly is to follow, to imitate. P, P, T, T, leak, leak, V. As I told you already, that in Punjabi, this distinction between va and va does not exist. So, there will be mostly it will be V, see, and not generally after, before a back vowel it will be va, and before, in this case the pronunciation will be more like this V, see, and not the other way around. So, we will give a few words with the short vowels now. You see, I mean all the vowels we can have here with all the three. This is kal, kil, kul. You see, these symbols are at the most approximate. So, one should not bother too much about how I write, but how I pronounce, that is more important. Kal, kil, kul, pat, pit, put, pal, pil, pull, or just these kal, pat, pal. You will see that there is a difference between these two, because this is followed by ta and this is followed by la, you see, which is back and this is front. So, pat of pat is not the same as pal, and then of course, we will have kil, pit, pill. The same thing, your E has to be according to the way I pronounce, not all the three E are slightly different from each other. The same thing here, kul, put, pull, which the speakers of Punjabi will not recognize. For them it is the same vowel, just like for English people, whether it is this word, see, or this word, the both P's for the speaker of English are the same, but in spite of the fact that this is aspirated for a speaker of Punjabi, this is fit, this is more like this sound, you see, p, you see, but it is very slight, since it is only in this position. So, for a speaker of English, both the P's are the same, right. So, what it means is that for the Punjabis, all these vowels are the same, because the variation is conditioned. So, when the variation is conditioned, then that variation is not considered significant. So, this is these are the vowels. Then we have now already gave some examples of E. Again, we will have P and P. And leak and leak. See, the others we have given already. So, this is again P, P, leak, leak. See? So, this is and then now you have A, for example, A. ter, ter. Now, all these words, I do not give you the meanings here, but they are different. This is one, this is ter is like your, ter it is threefold. See? So, they are all different words. Mer, mer or mera, you see, you can say, or here mera, mer, mer is grace, and mera or mer is just mine. They are different words. You see, ter, ter, mer, 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 ter, ter. Obviously, there is a difference between these two vowels. This is shorter than this, and also for other reasons. For example, this comes after after ta, which is a front consonant, and ma, which is a letter, which is a labial, and this is dental. So, it will affect the vowel, the quality of the vowel also. So, you have u, and you have lu and lu. Then you have like duja and dura, or so, su, su. So, they are different words, and the only thing that distinction is with a vowel. Say lu and lu, du, du, su, su. They are different consonants. You can go further, go o. You have more and more. See, they are quite different. For Punjabi, that there are two very different words. More means peacock, and more means a seal. Okay? And naturally, they are nothing in common, but the pronunciation is very close. There is only high pitch. This is a mid pitch, mid tone, high tone, and the vowel is also a little shorter than. See, for a non-Punjabi, these two O's are quite different. For a Punjabi, the two O's are the same, because this is only under that tone. Another problem is that one, see, non-Punjabis probably will not hear the tone. See, this is more, more, or they will hear that whether there is a stress or not. You see, so they are, you have to pronounce, you have to follow the pronunciation and the rhythm. Here is a case of rhythm. See, in any language, stress, tone, intonation, these are in phonology, in the system of pronunciation, these are far more important than consonants and vowels, because consonants and vowels keep on changing under different conditions. They come before or after, or under height intonation, because intonation can go up and down, and accordingly the tone, the pitch will also vary. See? So, the most important point again is to follow the rhythm of pronunciation, how, at what level, how it is pronounced, and then even if you mispronounce some vowel or consonant somewhere, it will not make that much difference compared to if you like reading. For example, if you read by letters, if you say comment and the other fellow say comment, see, there is a hell of a difference between comment and comment, between Canada and Canada. You see, there is no such country as Canada. There is only one country which is called Canada. See? And if you live in Canada, and if you consider your country as a Canada, and if you tell somebody that you are in Canada, then at least those who live in those whose mother tongue is Canadian English, they will not understand you. They do not know what you are talking about. Even though your consonants and vowels are correct, but what is not correct is the pattern of syllable, that the first syllable is under stress, whereas the second syllable is not under stress. Okay? But since Punjabis are used to pronounce all the syllables properly, especially the second syllable. So, generally they put accent on the or the stress on the second syllable. So, even the word accent is generally pronounced by English, by Indians, or especially by the Punjabis as an accent. It is not accent, nobody will know what you are talking about. See? And similarly for Punjabi also, if people say summon, then naturally you will say you don't know what somebody is saying. Then you have the vowel a. See, so you have ja and you have ja, and la, and you have car, mal and mal. Now, these are very different words. Ja is to go, jana. Ja means go away. I mean, it's the same word remain, but then it's but in this case, la is to put something, and la is to take away, throw away. La to put away. So it's I mean just the opposite. Car is car can be a line, car is something, but car is a line, car. Okay. And mal and mal. See, mal is luggage something, and mal is a cord around a spinning wheel, mal. This means they are different words, different vowels pronounced differently under different conditions. Now, last time we started with some grammar now with the future. For example, we take with 4 verbs auna, jana, peena, khana. Auna to come, to go, to drink, to eat. Auna, jana, peena, khana. See? In each case, na is retroflex, it is back. See? Now, because in some dialects of Punjabi, the distinction between na and ana is not always maintained. So, if your speaker, your friend speaks Punjabi with without or does not make this distinction, that is all right. That is in all dialects and all languages there are differences of dialects. And now with this peena, we can have see, main, this is first person, see, this is second person, and then we can right away have third person, O, cha, piyega, piyegi, and if it is this is masculine and this is feminine, it remains O, there is no difference, it the same thing. No. वो चाय पिएगा, पिएगी, and singular plural. There is no difference. Remains वो चाय पीएंगे, पीएंगियाँ. See, this is NH की singular plural. I will drink tea. मैं चाय पीऊँगा if it is masculine. मैं चाय पीऊँगी if it is feminine. So, the verb will agree with the gender of the person, but here मैं will not show anything. Like I can be male or female. Similarly, मैं can be male or female, and plural of मैं, ਅਸੀਂ, we, I, there will be ਅਸੀਂ. Then again there is no, from ਅਸੀਂ you cannot tell whether it is male or female. ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹ ਪੀਆਂਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹ ਪੀਆਂਗੀਆਂ, ਚਾਹ ਪੀਆਂਗੀਆਂ. So if it is, this is masculine and this is feminine. This is masculine side and this is feminine. So you have first person, second person, तुम, तुसी. Third person, O remains the same. There is no difference. This is he, she. For example, you can see here also he, she and they. You see, even in English, there is no difference. There is a difference between at a singular level, he or she, but when it comes to plural, in English also there is one word, they. There are no two words. There is no word for he or she in plural. That means that the distinctions that are made in one aspect of a grammar of a given language, it is not necessary that the same distinction is made in other language. See, this is very important. We should always remember whether it is a distinction in pronunciation or it is a distinction in grammar. This distinction is specific, particular to our language, to a given language. This distinction may or may not be made in another language. You see, and even as I said that how you pronounce and how you, मैं चाय पीऊँगा. You see, तुसी चाय, you can even say तुसी चाय पियोगे. You see, तुसी चाय पियोगे, and it can be a question mark or it can be simple statement. You see, it is the intonation pattern that will transform an affirmative statement into a question statement depending upon the intonation. Okay. So, now I will repeat with I will take third person only and go back to our all the three tenses. You see, he, she, वो चाय पींदा है, पींदा पींदी है. She is having tea, she is drinking tea. Pīnda literally drinking, but she is having tea. Even here there is already, we said that there are two possibilities. वो चाय पी रहा है, पी रही है. Now, the difference between these two, they are both present tense. चाय पींदा है is she is having tea. वो चाय पी रहा है, it is like she is in the process of having tea or she is actually at this particular time having tea. So, see there is a bit of you can say more present here than this present, though this distinction is not always made or it is made in a way, it depends on the question. If we say वो की करता है, then the answer will be वो चाय पींदा है. if the question is वो की कर रहा है, what he is doing, kind of that way, वो की कर रहा है, here also वो की करता है, he is doing, you see, but in this case वो की करता है, as I told the other day, can be habitual past. For example, वो की करता है, you can, I mean, what is he doing or what does he do in a way, you can say he goes to school, he is our child is a student, वो पढ़ता है, he is studying, see. So this is a more habitual present. वो की कर रहा है, it is right away, then you can say वो की कर रहा है, वो चाय पी रहा है, see. So your answer will be according to the verb that is used here. So then you have you can also say, you see, right here, वो काम करता सी, you see, वो काम करता है, let's say काम करता है, now काम करता or EA, come means work, you see, he is working, come, he is doing work, kind of, you know, literal translation, but he is working. You can also say, see right here with the same kind, with the same formation, you can make it a past tense right here, वो काम करदा और करदी सी, see A is you can say this is I mean these are not good translations, but I mean, you know, gives you an idea that this is a present, this is past, kind of, you see. So वो काम करदा है, सी करदा है, he does this, वो काम करदा सी, he used to work, he was working, I mean it can be both ways, he was working or वो काम करदा सी, he used to work. So and whether used to or the other tense formation will depend upon the context, you see, whether, so you can have, see, whenever the the sentence ends in A, it is refers to present, when it refers to C, it refers to past, but what kind of past it is, it depends upon the context and how it is used. This is why not only the sounds and the grammatical formations are different, but their meanings are, you see, the how they mean, what they mean, they are not always the same thing. So you have this, see, then you have she or he drank tea. See, now this is interesting, whereas वो चाय पींदा सी, वो चाय पींदा A और C, वो चाय पींदा है, he is drinking tea or he is having tea. Here straight away with this is the subject and this is the object and this is the verb. In this case, when you have a past tense formation, then you have to use ने, agentive, instrumental case. उनने चाय पीती, he or she drank tea. Secondly, in this case, पींदा accords with, there is a concord between the subject and the verb and not with cha, not with the object. You see, this is subject, this is object and this is verb. And the agreement with a is with the o, because if it is he and if it is she, then it will be pindi. So in any case, depends upon she or he, the verb agrees with the subject and not with the object. In the case of past tense, it is different. उन्हें चाय पीती, here उन्हें चाय पीती can be the gender of O has nothing to do with the verb. This is piti agrees with cha, because cha is feminine. cha is feminine here also, but you see in this case, because there is an instrumental case, you see this ne, then the concord, the agreement is between the object and the verb. Cha piti, for example, you can say unne dudh pita. Now, dudh is masculine, cha is feminine, you see, and dudh is masculine, dudh is milk. See, milk in Punjabi is masculine and cha in Punjabi is feminine. It is quite funny, but that is the way it is, because in English whether it is tea or milk, they do not have any gender. So, there is no question of any gender, but here in Punjabi every item, whether it is animate or inanimate in this world, has to be placed in some gender or the other, whether it has to be called a chair is a chair is feminine and a tree rook is masculine. You see, pathar, stone is masculine and brick, it is feminine. So, what you see, well, generally you can ask a question, where is, what has this to do with feminine or masculine, but that is the way it works. But this it's Punjabi is not the only language. In India, of course, Hindi and others also have the same thing, but take for example, in European languages, all the Romance languages, French, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, all of them have a similar system of gender. Every item, any item in their universe, inanimate or animate, must be either masculine or feminine, though sometimes what is masculine in Punjabi may or may not be masculine in French or Spanish. See, because it is not a physical gender, it is only a grammatical gender. So, grammatical gender need not agree, then it is not necessary that grammatical genders must also agree, because grammatical gender has no logic as far as the gender as such is concerned, masculine or feminine, but they have their own logic. For example, if you use the word dudh, milk, then you, because dudh is masculine, you must say pita. I drank milk. मैं दूध पीता, you see, मैं चा पीती. But again you will see that with मैं, with I, this is third person. You see, this unne business is third person. With first person and second person, the agent is not necessary. You see, तू दूध पीता, मैं दूध पीता, मैं चा पीती. You see, even in past tense, मैं दूध पीता, असी दूध पीता, तू दूध पीता, तुसी दूध पीता. See, so there it is, there is no une. Say, but with o you have une cha piti, une दूध पीता. You see, then the with third person. So, this again the formations, sentence formations with one tense or with one person or the other, first person, second person, third person, they do not always function in the same way. There is quite a distinction, and then they may function in one way in one language and not in another language. For example, as we have seen he, she, you see, this is a very interesting example, he, she and they. You see, now in French it is il, elle, see, and here also il, elle. Now, this is very interesting. This is why spellings are always misleading. This is pronounced il, this is pronounced l, but this is also pronounced il and l. S is not pronounced in, you see, the final S is not pronounced in French. You see, as a matter of fact, there is see, so here there is a distinction, whereas this distinction is not maintained in English. English, first of all, there is a he and she, and there is no distinction. You see, this writing system, this is a last comment I will make on this time. For example, generally the last consonant in French is not pronounced if it is not followed by e. This word is pronounced as retard, D is not pronounced and this is pronounced retard. Of course, E is not pronounced. The function of E is that the preceding consonant must be pronounced. Now, all these are problems of writing system. You see, as far as spoken concerned, retard. So, there is no. This is why the children in France make mistakes in writing. For example, they will write without the d because da is not pronounced. See, they have never pronounced da because in spoken French it is retard. It is not retard, but for this word there is a retard. So, they are two different words, and so sometimes the consonant is to be pronounced. For example, this word again, the same kind of thing. You see, now here there is no this ta, of course, is ta, like Punjabi ta, it is content. You see, this is, if you want to say, it is content. You see, but this is content, because there is E. The function of E is that this ta must be pronounced. Here there is no E, so there is not, it is not. You stop here. So, there are, as we will see, there are a large number of you see, for example, you will have S, for example, the question of S double S. You see, this word and this word where there are two. You see, now this will be, because when S comes between two vowels, you see, it is pronounced mise with z, and this will be mission. See, this will be two S's. When there are two S in between, it is all pronounced as one S. The function of two S is, if it is one S, it is pronounced as Z, Z. You see, mise, because it is one S. So, you see the difference between writing and pronunciation is considerable in each language, and English you know very well how it is. You see, enough fed fish, you see, you have enough and you have fish. You see, now here this is again also F and this is also F. The GH is not pronounced at all, you see, in English. So, you have to simply pronounce the way others pronounce and not bother about how they write. We will stop here for this lesson and then we will go further. Thank you.